All right, and we're back, and we're going to finish up the last little part of the digestion and excretory systems. This is going to focus on the excretory system. Yeah. So when we look at the excretory system, it consists of several organs together that function to excrete metabolic waste, to get rid of them from the body. You can see the image on the right here. So we've got the skin that we sweat out of to release cell waste. We've got the lungs that we breathe out of to get rid of things like carbon dioxide and water vapor. And then we've got the liver as well, which converts things like ammonia to urea. Also on here are the kidneys. I'm going to get to those on the next slide here. So on this one, we're looking at skin, lungs, and liver. But mostly we're going to focus on the urinary system, which includes the kidneys. So the kidneys are located in the abdominal cavity, kind of against the back wall of the abdominal cavity there. And they filter water, urea, and metabolic waste from the body, primarily out of the blood. So you can see these arteries and veins going into and out of the kidneys there. So urine, which is what we produce from the kidneys, is actually filtered blood. And then that urine that's collected in the kidneys travels down these tubes called the ureters, and we have a right ureter and a left ureter, and they travel down through those ureters into the bladder. And then in the bladder is where we're going to store that urine until we're ready to release it. And there is a sphincter at the bottom of that. And then we have another opening, another connection here, which is the urethra, which is the tube through which the urine passes from the bladder out into the world when we urinate there. So kidneys, ureters, bladder, and urethra. What we're looking at for those particular points there. And then just kind of a fun aside, so there's different kind of colors of urine. Normally we think of it as kind of yellowish, but kind of depending on how dark it is, that gives us some idea of how dehydrated we are. If it's really clear, that shows that we kind of have excess water in there. But there's other things that can happen. It can be, orangey. In rare cases, it can be like a blue-green color, reddish-pink color, and depending on if you've eaten things like rhubarbs or beets or things like that. And then in unusual cases, it can actually be kind of fizzy in appearance. So that usually shows excess protein. That can happen as well there. So to finish up our objectives, so we've got the digestive system, converts large molecules into small molecules. We saw that. Food is processed into 4 stages: ingestion, digestion, absorption, and elimination. And then during digestion, food travels through the different parts: mouth, esophagus, stomach, small intestine, and so on. And then the excretory system includes the skin, lungs, liver, and kidneys, and excretes metabolic waste from the body. And those are key terms. If you want to watch a YouTube video on the digestive system, this crash course one is pretty good. It's about 12 minutes long. And then next class, we'll look at reproductive and endocrine system. And like in our other sets of slides, we do have a bunch of review questions that you can kind of go through and look at those. So that finishes up part 2 of day 78. All right, thank you for listening.